Let's be honest, nobody likes getting a parking ticket. The biggest difference between a private parking ticket and a penalty charge notice is how they can be enforced by law. Penalty charge notices are usually issued by local councils for contraventions on public roads and council-controlled parking spaces. Parking charge notices are handed out by private companies managing parking spaces, which are often attached to commercial businesses like shopping centres, hospitals or supermarkets. These private parking tickets are more like an invoice and a fine, and that's why when it isn't paid, it's seen as a debt and sometimes passed to a debt collector. First, let's talk about costs. A penalty charge notice fine can be anywhere from 50 quid up to 80 quid. But if you park dangerously in London or any other busy city centre, that amount could be even higher. If you pay within 14 days, then you're eligible for a 50% discount. For parking charge notices from private companies, changes in law have capped the amount at 50 quid, with a few exceptions for specific locations. Just like council-issued fines, you can cut that cost in half if you pay promptly within the first 14 days. But what if you don't agree with the fine? Can you challenge it? Absolutely. If you appeal, it puts your ticket on hold, and that's why it's best to move quickly. For council-issued penalty charge notices, you've got 28 days to make a decision. Pay up or appeal. If you decide to go down the appeal route, then your case will first be reviewed by the parking company. If they reject your appeal, you can take it further to an independent tribunal. The process for private parking fines is a little bit more complicated. They're not enforceable in the way that council fines are, but that doesn't mean you should ignore them. Ignoring the invoice from a private parking fine could result in escalation to court, and if the judge rules against you, the fine then becomes enforceable. Let's talk about deadlines and what happens if you miss them. So, ignoring a penalty charge notice is a bad idea. You'll see a 50% hike in the fine, and the council can go as far as securing a court order to make you pay. At this stage, debt enforcement actions may be used, including the use of bailiffs. That's actually happened to me. For private parking charge notices, if you don't pay, you'll start receiving letters with legal threats, which are often a precursor to court action. Council fines don't have an expiration date. They follow a stringent legal process and can quickly escalate to a court order. Private companies, on the other hand, generally have up to 6 years to take you to court for an unpaid fine, and the term for this is statute barred. Don't ignore either fine, a private parking ticket or a penalty charge notice. Appeal quickly so you could still have the option to pay the discounted rate. Make sure that you back your appeal up with loads of evidence and photos. And if your appeal gets rejected but you still feel like it's unjust, then take it higher and escalate it. Don't forget to consider the impact of these fines on your credit score. Generally, private parking fines won't affect your credit rating. However, if a debt collection agency becomes involved, or if a CCJ, a county court judgment, is issued against you, then your credit score could take a significant hit. That would be on your credit file for 6 years, and it makes it harder for you to get credit and access to lower interest rates. If you're unsure about the strength of your appeal and you want to speak to a professional, you could speak to an online solicitor. JustAnswer runs a £5 trial, and you can ask as many questions as you want about your parking ticket. I'll leave the link below the video for you, and if you're using it, you'll be supporting Thrifty Family, so thanks.